columnist, author, scholar, former Lieutenant Governor of New York, my friend Betsy McCoy. How are you, Betsy?
Well, I'm so glad we can talk tonight because there are a lot of headlines about what's happening to these health insurance exchanges, Mark. But the fact is, most of the politicians are ignoring the monkey business that's going on. They're simply complaining that the health insurance exchanges aren't up and running yet. The real problem is...
By the way, I'm glad, but you go ahead.
Too. I'm delighted. They're 85% unprepared for October 1st. But the real problem is the cynical, and I say this underscoring it, cynical exploitation of a worthy goal, helping the uninsured, the cynical exploitation of that worthy goal to build the Democratic Party enrollment and literally destroy a fair two-party system.
Explain what's going on.
Okay. The Obama administration granted $910 million to California to build a state insurance exchange. What did California do? First, they passed a law that the insurance exchange had to include voter registration. Then they passed a law saying that however they spent the $910 million could be kept secret, right? Then they...
Wait a minute. Whoa. Who is spending the money secretly?
The California State Insurance Exchange.
What kind of government is that?
Oh, yes. In fact, Congress has just called for an investigation because it's so shocking that the lawmakers in California were going to shield their misappropriations under secrecy. Then they re-granted much of the money to 48 organizations, only a handful of which are even related to health care. The AFL-CIO got a grant. The NAACP got a grant. SEIU got a grant. All of these groups got grants to do what was called outreach.
So hold on now. Let me just slow down. So we have these typical Democrat organizations or Democrat-related organizations. Yes. This is now slush fund money. So they take money for medical services, turn it into political slush fund money.
Yes, they are being paid for what they claim is going door-to-door, canvassing, doing robocalls and phone banking to tell people about the opening of the health insurance exchanges next October.
And registering people to vote, I guess, at the same time.
Of course. That's exactly it. Now, this template is being repeated in every state. It's actually embedded in the Obama health law. They're not breaking the law, they're following the law. But here's what's most disturbing about this, Mark, is that the same methodology is repeated in the immigration bill. Section 2106 of the immigration bill outsources to these same community organizations and unions the important job of walking newcomers through the amnesty process, the provisional status process, then the naturalization process. It's these same community activists you will have to go to. Remember the old days of Boss Tweed or James Curley, Tammy Hall. If you were poor or you were a newcomer, you went to the local ward boss. That's where you got what you needed in exchange for a vote.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Okay. Well, the Obama administration is bringing back that kind of boss politics, only instead of it being local, they're institutionalizing this corrupt style of politics on a national scale.
So I want to slow you down just to underscore this. So massive amounts of money, which are being pulled out of things like Medicare, being pulled out of the private sector for health care services and so forth. You've got a percentage of this money that is going into these Democrat front groups, at the same time registering people to vote, and also it's now in the immigration bill, same thing. How can any Republican vote for this crap?
That's exactly it. You are so smart to say that. How can any Republican member of the United States Senate fall for this? Section 2106 outsources the very important job of walking immigrants through these steps toward naturalization and gives it to these political activists in exchange for the same kind of grants I just described. It's going to be the same groups. It is permanent funding for left-wing activist groups who will become the fifth branch of government.